Hey, it's Kat at Kattalestv. If you don't know, I live in Los Angeles. We're going through some things right now because the Trump administration wants to flex their muscles. It's a very interesting time. 10 years ago, before Trump was elected, allegedly, as 45, I spent a lot of time working on videos, also on Twitter, sharing information about his past, his illegal activities, and also doing videos to educate people on what was possibly going to happen and being prepared for violence, like 10 years ago. So now, fast forward 2025, we're having even more. It's extremely stressful. And it's no fun. I don't get any joy saying I told you so. It's no fun at all. I'm in Beverly Hills right now. And I remember when Trump was running the first time, so many people I know who have businesses in Beverly Hills who were friends with Stallone, who hire Latinos to work in their restaurants, to clean their businesses or houses, or to take care of their children. They voted for Trump. But when you look into their kitchens, it's mainly immigrants that work there. And then when you go to the parks in Beverly Hills and in mid Los Angeles by the Grove, what do you see? You see mostly immigrant people who speak Spanish taking care of rich, mostly white people's kids. So, a lot of people are complaining that blacks aren't helping out with the situation. That's not true. Again, over the last 10 years, have done videos. I found out I did over 145,000 tweets on Twitter during my time on Twitter, which is scary. I could have written my own book. Instead, I was arguing with bots. But regardless of which, if you look at my timeline on Twitter, at Kattalestv, and you go back like 10 years, you'll see what I'm talking about. I've done a lot. And I've protested. I've covered protests. I've walked in protests. I'm tired. Because personally, it's not working for me to do it, like actually physically go out there. Because I remember one of the last times I did a protest, I was just covering it, and the LAPD literally ratcheted up, where they tried to claim that the people that I was around, because it was by UCLA, the main protesters were going onto the freeway. We were across the street on the sidewalk, and the LAPD was trying to literally push us in the middle of the street so they could say we were breaking the law. And they were getting physically intimidating. And I called my sister, who was a police officer in another state at the time, and I left her a message because she wasn't there. She's in a different time zone. I said, listen, I'm in front of this police officer. I read his badge number, and I said, I'm in fear for my life. And if anything happens to me, I am covering a protest. So I'm not, at least right now, I'm not going in the street for these idiots that want to turn America into a fascist state. I'm not going to do it. Because, I think it's going to get to the point, because some of you guys allowed the shit to happen. You voted for Trump, and you You didn't listen to what he was saying. He said he was going to be a dictator on day one, and he thought he was funny, and all the TV shows laughed at him and had him on their show like Saturday Night Live and Jimmy Fallon, and it was all a big joke. Till it's not. But again, you've got hardworking people. I've never really had a trouble with Latinos that I worked with. They were always hardworking. They always worked together. You know what I'm saying? And for these bastards to come into graduations and arresting parents, that is some fucked up shit. They don't go after I can't say the P word because, they'll demonetize me. It's so funny how we are being controlled and manipulated by the people that run YouTube, Google, all these spy agencies. We can't say certain words, but yet on Twitter they can show vajayjay and penises and porn and people dying, but you can't call someone a PEDO. Amazing world. But anyway, people trying to act like, Elon called Trump a P. Where you guys been for the last 10 years? Like, hello. Just Google Trump and his modeling agency that he had in New York. Also him owning the teen, Miss Universe pageant and walking into teens. Look up Trump talking about owning pageants on the Howard Stern show. You guys are fucking lazy. You don't want to, it's like you don't want to believe anything, but you don't want to research anything. You don't want to read anything. The other funny thing that happened was Trump had Fox post up a screenshot of this alleged phone log talking to Gavin Newsom. And it's hilarious because I swear to God, it seems like Trump and the Megan Thee Stallion case have so much in common. But anybody can falsify a phone record. Seriously, it's not that hard. But what was hilarious was Fox got the date wrong. Allegedly, Gavin Newsom spoke to Trump on Saturday, not Sunday, not Monday, and not today. So literally Trump's fucking lying and Fox is helping him. Just like Harvey Levin, owned by Fox, TMZ, is lying and helping Megan Thee Stallion on the Tory Lanez case. But let's talk about Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom is a very clever man. He's rising to the occasion. He's playing the I don't want to say the cowboy, but he's trying to make it real that he cares about Los Angelinos, Californians, and about this state. I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm just saying he's preparing to be the President of the United States. My problem with Gavin is he won't talk about Tory Lanez, which is concerning because he's close to Rock Nation. And what's interesting right now is Desiree Perez, the CEO of Rock Nation, who also got a pardon from Trump. She's being sued by her daughter. And that court date it's scheduled for October 26, 2026, which is over a year from now. A lot of things can happen within a year. But what Desiree Perez's daughter is stating is that Desiree has used Rock Nation their power to hire people to harass, surveil, and let's say kidnap her own daughter. You can research it. And what's hilarious, Desiree Perez was a drug dealer in the 90s, a big-time drug dealer who snitched on the cartel, and she ended up getting a pardon after serving, I don't know how long she served in prison, but a woman who's working for a cartel and then betrays them, that's a different type of human being. So for all you naive people who think that Tory Lanez couldn't have been set up, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Because you weren't in the courthouse, you weren't listening to the testimony. You won't read the transcripts. You won't look at the videos. You don't understand there was so much stuff unsealed, and all you do is regurgitate what you were fed by either Megan Cuntiff or the bots on social media saying what they want people to believe about Megan Thee Stallion versus Tory Lanez. It's really quite sad because as a person who's lived in LA for a long time, I'm starting to realize this place is like gang territory. Or let's say a cult. You have like uber rich people, you have a cult of that, you have a cult of Scientology, you have a cult of, let's say, Diddy, or the music industry, where they want to control their talent, and they want to make all the money, and they want to just parcel out people's payment. This goes all the way back from, I remember TLC talking about they were broke and they had the top number one album in the world and shit. I mean, you can watch that video on YouTube. It's constant. So this is nothing new. The people in power want to stay in power, and they like slavery. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen, except what I already said was going to happen. There was going to be violence. Trump said he was going to be a dictator. Were you not listening? Trump admitted grabbing women by the genitalia. That didn't stop it. He's done so many bad things, and you guys just, I don't know what it is. Like, seriously, I don't know, is it your dark shadow? Like, you really wish you could be that evil? Is that what it is? Because I don't understand it. I really don't. And he's above the law, which is insane. A rapist, who's even has a ton of photographs with his own daughter, and saying stuff that's just creepy as fuck. But I guess you guys are so used to watching porn, it's okay for dads to be inappropriate with their daughters. You're so brainwashed. It's so normalized. But yeah, to me, Trump is the stereotype of a fucking pig slave master. I mean, that's what he is. And somehow he gets women to, like, put up with his ass because he's got money. But to me, those women are just like slight prostitutes, because who wants to be with a man that's not faithful and doesn't respect them and also is harassing their own daughters? That's some really sick shit. But also, Trump's connected to Ghislaine Maxwell's dad, Robert Maxwell, who's connected to Mossad and some other spy organizations in Czechoslovakia, possibly Russia and England, but definitely Israel. So Trump goes back with Mossad and Israel for a very, very long time, and the Russians. But I don't know what's going to happen. A lot of people I know are talking about leaving, which is probably very interesting. If a lot of talented people leave this country, what's going to happen? But yeah, this is what I got to say. I want to see more white people get out there in the street and defend the immigrants that take care of your ass and your children and keep your houses clean and work in the restaurants that feed you and are the valets to your expensive cars. I want to see you actually care about somebody else besides yourself. There's a lot of farmers, supposedly, that voted for Trump. They're really upset because they're broke, and they had loans that Biden gave them, but now they have to pay those loans back because Trump changed the law. And then also, they don't have people working for them. The migrants aren't working for them. They're not showing up. So they got all this cattle or all this, fruit, and they don't have people to pick it up, the migrant workers. If Trump really cared, he'd go after really bad people, but he doesn't. He goes after people, the most vulnerable. He really shows he's a rapist. He rapes the mind, which is even worse, probably, than the body. But he just doesn't care. He loves inflicting wounds. He loves hurting people. So this is the America that you wanted. The people that voted for Trump, I hope you're happy. But yeah, I don't feel like standing in the street right now. I want to see white people get out there, especially white women. Because a lot of white women, they're so used to being abused by the patriarch, sorry, society, that they abuse other people. So we need more white women taking shots like that Australian reporter who got hit by the LAPD. You guys don't respect black people. You don't respect us. You don't respect the fact that, like, for instance, Milagro. And let me just say this. I don't think Milagro is a perfect person. She's not a person who normally, she's got to be a star. And she doesn't understand there's certain moments you have to be professional, and it's not about you. It's about a bigger picture. And sometimes people learn these lessons and sometimes they don't. But Milagro was on that Tory Lanez case and covering it. Now she's barely getting any credit. She's being, sued by Megan the Bigfoot. But you guys do that to black women, though. You take their talent and you throw it aside and you give the accolades to white people. You do that all the time. I'm used to it. But yeah, it is going to be interesting. Sometimes it takes patience. But on this Tory Lanez stuff, a couple of things might happen. Gavin Newsom will probably not do anything until it behooves him to do something. If something comes out heavy in regards to Rock Nation and their criminality, and even more evidence comes out for Tory, I think that's the only way they're going to he's actually going to put his neck on the line. I don't believe he's going to put his neck on the line unless it benefits him. Right now, there's no benefit for him giving Tory a pardon. It puts him in danger. So we just have to be realistic about it. You know what I mean? But yeah, anyway, this is Kat at Kattalestv. Squabble up. Talk to you later. Bye.